Innocent Man, Part 2. What happened after freedom? Daniel Brooks walked out of death row a free man, but freedom did not feel free. The prison gates closed behind him with a sound that echoed louder than the cell doors ever had. 15 years of his life had been taken. 15 years of birthdays missed. 15 years of his daughters growing up without him. Outside, reporters waited. Cameras flashed. Microphones were pushed into his face. Daniel, how does it feel to be free? He wanted to say happy, but the truth was he felt empty. The world had moved on without him. His wife had aged in ways love could not protect. His daughters were now strangers with familiar eyes. The neighborhood that once trusted him now whispered when he walked by. But the man who truly haunted him was still out there. The real killer. A man with a limp. A man whose DNA finally spoke when the court would not. His name was Marcus Hale. Marcus had been arrested quietly, without cameras, without outrage. A repeat offender. Assault. Burglary. One prior murder charge that had mysteriously fallen apart years earlier. The same years Daniel sat on death row. Daniel could not sleep. Every night he saw the courtroom. Every night he heard the sentence. Death by lethal injection. And every night he saw the prosecutor's face. The man who hid the video. The man who called the evidence inconclusive. The man who built a case on a paid lie. That prosecutor was now a judge. Promoted, respected, powerful. Daniel knew something wasn't right. So he did what he had learned to do in prison. He started investigating. He met with an old public defender who had once tried to help him. She showed him sealed files, suppressed reports, witness statements that were never shown to the jury. And then came the most disturbing truth of all. The prosecutor had known about Marcus Hale. Years before the murder, Marcus had been questioned in a similar case. Same neighborhood, same method, same limp caught on camera. But charging Marcus would have required reopening old mistakes. It was easier to sacrifice one man than expose a system. Daniel realized his freedom came with a price. If he stayed silent, he could live peacefully. If he spoke, he would make powerful enemies. But silence was what put him on death row. So Daniel spoke. He went public. He told the full story, not just about himself, but about the others. Men are still in prison. Men convicted on inconclusive evidence. Men buried under paid testimonies and missing footage. The media started digging, and then something terrifying happened. The jailhouse informant who had testified against Daniel was found dead. An overdose. No investigation. Case closed. But Daniel knew. Someone was cleaning the past. The same system that almost killed him was now trying to erase the truth. One night, a letter arrived at his door. No return address. Just 5 words written in red ink. Some evidence stays buried. Inside was a photograph. A courtroom hallway. A man shaking hands with Marcus Hale. The man was the judge. The same prosecutor. The same man who said the video was inconclusive. Daniel finally understood. His conviction was not a mistake. It was a decision. And the real story was no longer about one innocent man. It was about a network of lies that had been operating for decades. Part 1 was about surviving injustice. Part 2 was about confronting it. Watch out for Part 3. It will be about exposing who truly controls the system and how far they will go to keep the truth from ever being seen. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share with family and friends. This will encourage me to do more content like this.